you from the beautiful Treasure Coast of Florida. You're watching Ham Radio Concepts.
Hey everybody, this is Eric, KJ4YZI. I have a video demo here on a product by the company Isotip, I-S-O-T-I-P. They make rechargeable and butane-powered soldering irons, cordless, okay? And they contacted me and wanted me to check out the model 7700 quick charge rechargeable soldering iron kit. This is pretty cool. I'm going to unbox it, show you about it, and we're going to see how fast it heats up. And you know, I got a couple different solders here. I have a .070 diameter, some pretty thick stuff here, and I have some little stuff here, and we're just going to see what, you know, how fast it heats up and what it looks like, you know, with the burning on the end. I might use a little circuit board here to see what happens when I try soldering with it. But very cool. It'll tell you up here 125 solder joints per charge. The tip temperatures of 900 degrees. The manual here says that the tip will heat up over 700 degrees almost immediately. So that is true. It gets hot real fast. They have several different models. They have one that charges in an hour. This is a 3.5 to 4 hour charge, and it comes in the box totally dead. So you have to, it tells you in the manual, you have to charge this before you use it. It takes about 3.5 to 4 hours. So we take this out of the box here and show you what it looks like. A couple cool features about this. There's a wide range of different tips that they have for this. Like I have a Weller 150 watt dual heat gun, pretty big for little circuits and stuff. But this one is just the right application for, or just the right tool for smaller applications. In the box, this is what you'll get. You get, of course, the manual here, which I told you, and you can read through this. It tells you about, you know, it shows you right here some of the tips that they have: chisel tips, extra fine, circuit breaker tips, all kinds of stuff here. Heavy duty, long life tips, and they come with, first of all, here's a charger here, and this is just a drop-in charger. You just drop it in. It's got these little spring terminals inside, and on the bottom of this, apparently you can charge this with a separate 110 volt cord, because the charging circuit is inside, so I understand. But that's not part of this video here. We're going to use just the quick charger here, and the spring terminals inside just allow the thing to sit there. They kind of fall into place every time, so you don't have to push it down. All right, it's spring loaded. You just drop it in. That's it. And it can sit on your desk. The manual says that it will not overcharge. Again, the charging circuit's inside, so once it's charged, it's charged. You can leave it here for a prolonged period of time. It's not going to keep charging the battery. All right. It comes with nickel cadmium batteries inside. They're high current, high discharge nickel cadmium. And some people might say, well, why do they have nickel cadmium in the world of lithium ion? Well, the high discharge current is why they did that. The batteries are designed to put out a high current right away. They don't have a chip in them like a lithium ion. So if you were to use a lithium ion in this, I imagine in a high current application, it could fault or you know, rupture because the battery wasn't designed to discharge that high. So they use nickel cadmium. So the button, I mean, there's only one button here to use. It's simple. You push the button, it's got a lock position and a use position. So basically, if you're not using it, you turn the dial to lock. You can't accidentally press the button. All right. You turn it to use, you push the button, you'll see the light come on, and it gets hot. So what they sent me a couple tips in here. So I have a medium, or we'll call it a light tip, not really fine. They have pencil needle fine tips. This is not really fine, but it's a medium. Then we have a heavy duty with a little angle on the end, a little chisel tip there. Not chisel, but you know, a heavy duty tip. So all you have to do really is it just pushes right in like this. Ready? You line the holes up and you push. Let's see here. Like that. That's in. Okay? So you just pull it out. You don't have to tighten the screws. You can just pull the tip out, put the tip in, that's it. And with the light on the bottom, you can get to see what you're doing. All right. Now, for instance, it's got like a little kind of a grip like this, so you can hold it and do what you need to do while holding your solder on the other end. So you'll see this tip is ice cold. Okay, I'm holding on to it. It's not hot. All right, I've used this one time, but it's cold. And we're gonna see how fast this thing fires up and melts some .070 solder here. So again, that's not melting anything. All right, so here we go, cold, and we're gonna push the button and we're gonna count. "12 seconds. It's melting. All right, there it is. 12 seconds. Now, if you need not so hot, you can just pulse the button. You know, keep it on for a minute, and then turn it off. You know, let it cool down. Because if you hold it, it's just going to keep getting hotter and hotter. All right. And here's a little extra fine solder here. But it was about 12 seconds. It was ready to go. All right. And now, of course, to take that out, you have to let it cool down because it's hot. But what I'll do is I'll put this tip here in the end, and I'll make a little demo here of seeing what happens on the circuit board here. I'll try taking this, because this is a sound card. I'll try taking that capacitor out and see how well it works. While I'm letting that cool down, let me show you the catalog they sent me here. And this has all their products in it. And that's the company, ISO tip. So this is the one that I have right here that they sent me, the 7700. They have the 7800, which is fully recharges in 1 hour. Fastest on the market. Both of these say 125 solder joints per charge during continuous use. So you can do some soldering on this, 125 joints per charge, depending on how your joint is or how much, how heavy the solder is. But 25 watts is this gun here. I think they're all 25 watts. And then you have the Power Pro down here, which 200 plus solder joints. This has a high capacity battery. All right. So the tips I told you about, long life tips, high efficiency tips. All right. And see, the high efficiency tips are made out of a different material. And they'll tell you that you get 20% more soldering time than a standard tip. So it might be a lighter metal, less time to heat up, and doesn't require so much current to heat them up. Standard tips, I mean, look at this. They have ultra tiny pen, tips on the end. And that's for even the smallest circuits, like right in here. I mean, even the smallest things you can use that with. And you won't find a tip that small on my Weller gun, so I have to use something smaller than that gun, which is good. And then, of course, they have butane models. These are butane powered, so different tips for the butane, a tip for every job. They have little torches for tabletop torches, for maybe welding pipes, for copper pipes or whatever you need. Maybe you have a really big connector on a piece of coax, and and you need a heavy duty torch for that, So they have a lot of cool different things in here. So I'm pretty impressed with what I got so far. So that's cool enough. I'm going to pull that out. Put the little one in here. Yeah, it just pops in. It's just spring loaded. Pops out, pops in. Alright, and I'm guessing it'd be a little bit faster to heat up on this tip here, but I'm going to try to pull that capacitor out of here and just heat these up and see what happens. Let me tin this first with a little bit of solder. It's already hot. Smoking away. And for best life, with any soldering iron, I recommend to clean the tips off. Get a sponge, wet sponge, and wipe the tips off when they're hot. But I'm only using this because the sound card froze my computer the other day, and I found out that the sound card went bad, so I got another one. These leads are bent in there, so I can't even pull them out, even if I got the solder hot. There it goes. There's one, and there's the other. Oh, come on out of there. Can't get that out of there. There it goes. Ta-da. Now, I'm not a perfectionist at soldering by no means. I've done plenty of years of soldering, but it's a little different to get used to holding this. I'm wanting to hold it way up here like this, but I can't. So, but with a smaller tip, you'd need for something this small like this. All right, but again, it even heats up this 0.0. What is it? 700th of an inch? 1000, yeah, 0.070 solder. It just look at that. It's Don't worry about the desk. I don't care about it. All right, it's heating it up. All right, so I'll be using this. I'm playing with solder here. I'll be using this for my projects from now on. But overall, I'm satisfied with it. I mean, I have no complaints. I couldn't ask for anything more. What else would? I mean, if you could put a comment up there and tell me what else you'd want more out of this model. I mean, other than that, I'm pretty satisfied with it. I'm going to invest in a couple tips and get a couple fine tips and a couple chisel tips. And now I'd say for something like a PL259, a coax connector, you might want something a little bit hotter. Or maybe you can get a tip that would work for that. I'm not sure if 25 watts on a tip would heat up appropriately for a correct solder joint on a HF wire or coax or whatever. But hey, for anything else in that, it's okay. Now they say in the manual, if for some reason the nickel cadmium batteries inside go bad, you can replace them. It's not garbage. You take the 3 screws out and they sell a battery pack that would plug right in there and be done. You're ready to go again. I'm guessing that they don't think that the battery pack should last quite a long time. So it just mentions should you ever have to. It's not garbage, so you don't have to buy another one. All right. So check out their website, www.iso-tip.com, and I hope you liked the video. I hope it was informative, and let me know what you think in the comments. 7-3 from KJ4YZI.